One might observe them in a sunlit patch on the floor. A golden retriever, perhaps, lets out a gentle sigh, its great head resting on its paws. Beside it, a tabby cat, curled into a perfect circle, gives a slow, deliberate blink. This peaceful scene, so common in our homes today, is the culmination of a story thousands of years in the making. It is a true history, a chronicle of two very different creatures learning to share our world, and eventually, our hearts. This is the tale of how the dog and the cat, once solitary hunters on separate paths, became the most curious and beloved of housemates. It is a journey filled with surprising turns, a little bit of drama, and a great deal of adorable, often accidental friendship. The relationship between these two species is often painted as one of rivalry, a classic cartoon chase through the living room. Yet the reality is far more complex and far more interesting. We see them napping together, playing with a shared sense of gentle absurdity, and even grooming one another in moments of quiet trust. These interactions are not just happy accidents. They are the result of a long, shared history with humankind. Our story begins long, long ago, in a world where the paths of dogs and cats did not intersect. The first of these alliances was forged between humans and wolves, over 15,000 years ago, perhaps even longer. Certain groups of wolves were drawn to human encampments, the bolder ones, the less fearful ones. They were attracted by scavenged leftovers from a hunt. Humans saw the value in these keen-nosed, sharp-eared canines. Over generations, the wolf was transformed. It became the dog, our first and most loyal animal partner. Dogs played an active, cooperative role to track game, to herd livestock, to pull sleds, to stand watch through long, dark nights. Their nature was shaped by partnership with people. They learned to read our gestures, to understand our tones of voice, to offer unwavering loyalty. The bond was mutual and social. The dog was an extrovert, a team player, a creature of the pack. Its world, open fields, bustling camps, at the side of its human master, ready for the next command. Meanwhile, elsewhere, a quieter story unfolded. Around 10,000 years ago in the Near East, humans began to farm. People cultivated grains, stored harvests in granaries. That abundance invited pests, mice, rats. The solitary African wildcat saw opportunity and hunted in and around settlements. The stage for the first meeting between dog and cat was not set by grand design, but by the practical realities of early village life. As settlements grew from nomadic camps into permanent farming villages, their worlds began to overlap. Dogs were already fixtures, living alongside people, guarding homes, helping with herds. They were established residents, part of daily life. Their barks were familiar, their presence brought security and companionship. Then came the newcomers. Cats discovered the buffet in village granaries and moved in. They weren't invited. They simply appeared, lured by rodents, cautious, slinking through alleyways, slipping into barns, focused on the hunt. To people, they were a welcome solution, protecting grain stores from contamination and ruin. Quietly efficient, aloof and mysterious at the village fringes. In dusty yards and shadowed barns of the first farming communities, dog and cat had their first awkward encounter. Picture it. A boisterous village dog, used to attention, spots a sleek, cautious cat. Driven by curiosity, the dog bounds forward with a wagging tail and a playful bark. The cat likely arched its back, hissed, and vanished into a hiding spot, unimpressed. A confusing first impression for both. The start of a long, complicated roommate history, not united by purpose, but by association with humans. Forced into proximity, two specialists with different skills shared a workspace. The dog, the day shift security guard, the cat, the night shift exterminator. Their early interactions, curiosity, confusion, mutual suspicion, the original odd couple, left to figure it out on their own. Nowhere is the shared presence of dogs and cats in the ancient world more vividly documented than in Egypt. The Egyptians held a deep appreciation for the animal kingdom. Both species found a significant place within their culture and homes. Cats, in particular, were elevated to an extraordinary status, associated with the goddess Bastet. Revered, mummified, mourned like family members. Killing a cat, even accidentally, was a crime punishable by death. Egyptian art is filled with images of graceful felines sitting beneath their owners' chairs, a clear sign of domestic integration and esteem. Dogs, too, were highly valued, but in a more practical sense. Hunting companions, guardians of the home, even police dogs. They were given names, fitted with collars, and buried with honors to continue companionship into the afterlife. Cats, divine status. Dogs, loyal workers and steadfast friends, yet depictions of them interacting are exceptionally rare. Perhaps the cat, aware of its godlike status, felt above fraternizing with the help, showing the earliest known roommate superiority complex. Moving into the Middle Ages in Europe, roles became defined by utility. On farms, in castles. Large, formidable dogs stood guard, protecting livestock from predators and homes from intruders. Smaller terriers hunted vermin above ground. Cats ruled the barn and the storeroom, waging a silent war against mice and rats, threatening the food supply. Not yet pampered pets, but crucial co-workers. The medieval buddy-cop partnership, one loud, one sneaky. As centuries passed, the relationship between humans and their animal companions began to shift. By the 18th and 19th centuries, particularly among the middle and upper classes in Europe and America, the idea of keeping animals purely for pleasure spread. Dogs moved from the barn, cats from the yard, into the heart of the home, the parlor, bringing closer, continuous contact. It was portrayed in paintings and early photographs, a faithful dog at its master's feet, a demure cat on a woman's lap. These images project harmony, but reality mixed gentle friendships with minor squabbles, stolen food, and territorial disputes over the warmest spot by the fire. The arrival of the 20th century, and with it the affordable camera, revolutionized how we saw our pets. Suddenly, families could capture candid, unscripted moments. Home movies and snapshots became a new window into dogs and cats. They showed sleeping side by side, tentative chases across lawns, or simple, watchful coexistence, fleeting, real, and often hilarious. Then came the internet, turning private moments into a global phenomenon, an endless stream showcasing dog and cat dynamics. Large dogs patiently letting tiny kittens climb them. Cats giving canine housemates a thorough grooming. Under the right circumstances, they could be more than rivals, playmates, companions, the very best of friends. For a long time, our understanding was anecdotal. Today, science provides concrete answers. Behavioral studies confirm genuine social bonds. One key factor is early socialization, exposure between roughly 3 and 16 weeks. They learn to read body language. A dog's wag and play bow invite play. A cat's slow blink signals contentment. Gentle play builds trust and teaches boundaries. Dogs moderate strength. Cats learn boisterousness isn't malicious. What began as internet wisdom, let them play, is now backed by research. From wild wolf and solitary wildcat to shared hearths, science confirms they can be besties, or adorable frenemies. Dogs and cats continue to be our best friends, showing that differences can bring the greatest friendships. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Goodbye for now.